Chinese researcher's death after questioning in U.S. prompts anger in Beijing. China has called on American authorities to investigate the death of a Chinese semiconductor researcher in the U.S. who was found dead after hostile questioning by law enforcement there. U.S. media have identified the researcher as Danhao Wang from the University of Michigan. Wang died shortly after talking to federal investigators, CBS News reported. The University of Michigan said in a statement that it was investigating a possible act of self-harm after a researcher's fatal fall from a campus building on 19 March. Liu Pengyu, a spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in the U.S., told the BBC on Thursday that they were deeply distressed by this tragedy. He said China has repeatedly lodged solemn representations with relevant U.S. government agencies and universities regarding this case, and have contacted the victim's family to provide active assistance with the aftermath. He also reminded Chinese students in the U.S. to heighten their safety awareness and handle U.S. law enforcement actions appropriately. While the embassy declined to confirm the deceased researcher's identity to the BBC, Liu earlier identified him to the South China Morning Post as Danhao Wang from the University of Michigan. Both the university and the Chinese Foreign Ministry have also declined to confirm the researcher's identity, citing respect for the family and personal privacy. Wang was an assistant research scientist of electrical and computer engineering, according to his profile on the university website. His research interests involved semiconductors. China's foreign ministry first addressed the case on 27 March when it said a Chinese scholar had taken their own life after being subjected to hostile questioning by U.S. law enforcement personnel. Such actions seriously violate Chinese citizens' lawful rights, poison the atmosphere for people-to-people exchanges between the two countries, and continue to create a serious chilling effect, the ministry added. It added that the U.S. should conduct a full investigation and provide a responsible explanation to the researcher's family and Chinese authorities. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning reiterated calls for a U.S. investigation on Wednesday when asked about Wang's case by the BBC. China will continue to take what is necessary to firmly defend Chinese citizens' legitimate and lawful rights and interests, she said. Wang's death is the latest case to draw attention to the status of Chinese academics in the U.S. as tensions between the two rival nations persist. After Chinese-American neuroscientist Jane Wu from Northwestern University died by suicide in 2024, her family sued the school, claiming that the university had treated her poorly while she faced a years-long federal investigation into her ties with China. The U.S. has tightened its scrutiny of Chinese students on American campuses in recent years, citing national security concerns. In 2020, during U.S. President Donald Trump's first term, he signed an order barring Chinese students and researchers with suspected military ties from obtaining U.S. visas. Last year, the Trump administration vowed to aggressively revoke the visas of Chinese students, especially those linked to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields. Months later, the U.S. made a U-turn on the hardline stance, issuing 600,000 Chinese student visas as Washington and Beijing engaged in trade talks.